day on Power 365 Radio, broadcasting from the city of Ibadan. Follow us for top-notch news and entertainment updates. Don't miss a thing. So, pick up your phone and follow us on Facebook at Power 365 FM, Instagram at Power365_FM. Power 365 Radio, your number one online Southwest radio. This is Power 365 Radio. Get ready to experience dynamic energy and professionalism. At Power 365 Radio, we pride ourselves on being your go-to source for authentic news and insight. Be it breaking news, thought-provoking discussions, we are your number one online radio station in Southwest Nigeria. We are dedicated to delivering top-notch content that keeps you informed, entertained, and engaged. Stay connected on Power 365 Radio by following us on all our social media platforms, on Facebook at Power 365 FM, Instagram at Power 365_FM. Power 365 Radio, your source for news and insight. This is Power 365 Radio. Get ready to experience dynamic energy and professionalism. At Power 365 Radio, we pride ourselves on being your go-to source for authentic news and insight. Be it breaking news, thought-provoking discussions, we are your number one online radio station in Southwest Nigeria.
It's a beautiful morning. Good morning, dear listeners out there. You're welcome to yet another interesting edition of our weekend recap, coming to you live from the city of Ibadan, from Power 365 online radio. We are situated here in the city of Ibadan. How was your weekend? How was your night? The weekend is still on. How was your night? And I hope you had a splendid night. My name is Alayande Adeniji, and I'll be bringing you weekend recap, where we will be talking, or we'll be having I'll be giving you briefs of happenings around the nation and yes, probably the globe in the last 7 days. And on behalf of our chairman, Michael Olu Abikoka, we say good morning, and we're welcoming you to this interesting episode of New Weekend Recap. By the way, today is the final burial arrangements of the late Olubadan of Ibadan land, late Oba Lekan Balogun. And believe you me, everywhere is blocked. Yes, Ibadan is kind of blocked a bit. So traffic advisory is. Commuters are advised to heed to traffic advisory. Number one, if your route would pass gate, if you can, try to avoid gate, especially try to avoid Molete, Bere, Oje gate access, especially if you will get to the gate end of that axis. Yes, if you are still going to Bere Uj, yes, you might not have so much stress, but believe you me, if you are going to gate, try as much as possible to probably pass Dugbe. Okay, that might be a longer route, but it's advisable, because you might burn as much fuel as you want to burn, as you would have burned on that traffic. Yes, in that traffic. That's an advice. So, and if you are also going through Liberty, the venue, the stadium itself, you are going through the axis too, it's advisable that you find another route. Yes, it is. So you're welcome to weekend recap. That's a quick one. like they'll say, unpaid PSA, public service announcement. Yes. Okay, so on Sunday, last week Sunday, we brought you the news that 70,603 candidates are expected to sit for National Common Entrance Exam into Unity colleges. Yes, and consensus over lack of transparency in Tinubu's administration. Stakeholders insist all sector activities still opaque. Lawyers fault Tinubu's administration on human rights rule of law. PDP will bounce back in 2027. Abuja disco to reconnect defense headquarters, orders over electricity debt. And federal government proposed 60,000 naira to curtail job losses. That's coming from the labor minister. And you remember that the Sunday report, which is almost a whole page, was speaking or was talking about the lack of transparency in President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration. And you remember we told you all the since the beginning of the River State crisis, we've told you that we'll be bringing you blow by blow information about stuffs or about activities in River State, and we've actually been doing justice to that on Power 365 online radio. Back to back, we bring you news about Fubara and his estranged leader Nyesom Wike, who is now the Minister of FCT. There's this picture on the news pages of the newspaper showing Siminalayi Fubara, Governor of Rivers State, and his wife Valerie and others during the Rivers International Marathon 2024, which was held in Port Harcourt, Rivers State. And okay, so let's move away from there. Let's go to other days of the week. On Monday, we brought you the news that National Assembly last-minute moves failed to stop Labour's nationwide strike. Remember, we had this outgoing week, or this week that is ending today, was messed a bit by the Labour strike, which just took like 2 days. Yes, but before they started on Monday, the National Assembly leadership, consisting of the Senate President and the House of Representatives, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, and other key leaders in the Senate and House of Representatives, held a last-minute meeting with the leadership of, I was going to say the leadership of Power 365 Online. We will get there, don't worry. So they held a last-minute meeting with the leadership of the labor unions, organized labor, consisting of the Trade Union Congress and the Nigerian Labor Congress. Yes, and then funniest thing is the last-minute meeting did not stop anything. And on Monday, Trade Union Congress and NLC, they embarked on the strike. And it's been an interesting week, actually. It's been an interesting week. We'll bring you all those details. There are so many things we are going to talk about in the next program, which is Politics Today. But, you know, one very funny thing is as at yesterday, we learned that the federal government only added maybe 5,000 naira to the 60,000 naira proposal they were giving the labor union leaders. So which means federal government is adamant and is not going to take a leap beyond that 60,000 naira range. that range of 60,000, the range within 60,000. So I think they only added 5,000 naira to it yesterday or day before yesterday, and that's it. We are yet to hear anything from the organized labor. Probably they are going to still call their strike, because that's a far cry from their demands. The labor union are considering 494, if I'm not mistaken. They are considering 400 and something thousand, while the federal government is insisting on 60,000. But yeah, as of yesterday, I think they increased it to 65. In fact, some people said the federal government had oh, why am I delving into politics today now? Okay, let's wait, hold on, we'll talk about all that in politics today. But let me just, this one is just for newspaper review or newspaper recap. Yes, so Nigeria clears 98% of blocked funds, remaining $19 million that's coming from IATA. And then we also brought you the news that Shettima, Vice President Shettima, and former governor of Lagos State, Babatunde Fashola, they took a swipe at TV legal analysts that have been promoting parliamentary system of government. Remember last week on Politics Today, we spoke to you about politics and what the presidential system of government is, what it is like. Yes. So now, the Lagos CP on Monday also called for a joint effort to tackle cultism and drug abuse in the city of Lagos, or in Lagos State. And then let's move on from there. Remember that on Tuesday, the outcome of the strike, we told you that the Nigerian Labour Congress, Trade Union Congress, they embarked on the strike on Monday, and on Tuesday there were reports that they actually cut power supply, and they shut down the national grid. They shut it down totally. On Monday, Tuesday, nobody had light. Nobody, except for those that used generator in their homes. And then they even shut down airports and ministries and schools. And stakeholders worry over timing of Heritage Bank's license revocation. That's another big issue which happened this week. Remember, we told you on Tuesday that the CBN is the Central Bank of Nigeria, is the apex bank in Nigeria that supervises banking business in the nation. And CBN on Monday revoked the license of one of those new generation banks, which is Heritage Bank, and that has really sent down some kind of fear and some kind of panic down the spines of most customers in Heritage Bank. And the NDIC was expected, or is expected, to do a liquidation to pay depositors. And then we also told you that CAN urged dialogue, compromise to resolve the ongoing strike. The ongoing strike across the nation. And we told you also that the deputy speaker of the House of Representatives said interparliamentary synergies could sustain Africa amidst global economic challenges. And we also told you that like I said, the labor strike was really bad. It affected the economy of the state. And if I am not mistaken, there was one of these industries that said they lost billions of naira due to the 2-day strike. Yes, I'm going to check. I'm going to look for it, and I'm going to read it for you. and they shut down government offices, banks, and schools, and so many. In fact, they shut down airports in the across the nation. There was even an instance that Nigerian players, Super Eagles players. I'm sure our sports analysts must have read this to your during their program. During I think it was Tuesday, either Monday or Tuesday. Some players were supposed to take off from Lagos to Port Harcourt. Was it Port Harcourt? Uyo. They were supposed to take off from Lagos to Uyo, but they couldn't take off because labor union has shut down the airport, and we don't know how they actually found their route, but probably they took some drastic measures. And then on Wednesday, remember that on Wednesday, the president sounded assertive, and he said, "Hey, you Wale Edun, go and prepare and present to me a new minimum wage figure in the next 48 hours." Everybody was happy. Praise God. Okay, so they presented it to Mr. President, and all they presented was maybe 2,000 naira extra or 5,000 naira extra. Nigeria will OD. Nigeria, okay, now this is the fish exporters are saying that Nigeria loses $100 million annually to fish export law. Yes. And Wike is a Federal Capital Territory minister, and he has been doing so fantastic in his purview as a minister for FCT. And recently he just flagged off some road projects in the FCT. They call it inward to outward, you understand? So he just flagged off some road projects in the Capital Territory, and the president was there. What the president said silenced so many people. He said Wike has silenced critics with outstanding performances. That's coming from President Tinubu. And he even went ahead to say some people advised him not to employ Wike as his minister because of his naughty attitude. Wike is actually naughty. He's a naughty man, But then he said the man's performances has silenced so many people. And then here in Oyo State, we brought you the news that Oyo workers comply with labor union directives over suspension of strike, because the strike was suspended on Tuesday, and late on Tuesday, after there was this agreement to enter closed door meetings, blah 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 blah, and all that. And Oyo State was one of the states that quickly complied. In fact, Oyo State NLC opened the gate of the secretariat on that same day, on Tuesday. Yes, we were there, we witnessed it. Now look at this, come here. This importers lose 200 billion naira to 2-day strike. Freight forwarders, yes, that's freight forwarders, those at Tinkan, what do they call it, Tinkan garage or something in Lagos, and those at Apapa, those are the freight forwarders, and they are the ones that receive imported goods, imported wares, all those containers. They are on the sea, and they are also at the airports to receive imported goods, imported wares. And they said in just within those 2 days, the importers have lost 200 billion naira to 2-day strike. Wow, that's massive. 200 billion, no be more. And then this is saying Kaduna Assembly. Okay, this one was one that shocked so many people. Kaduna Assembly has indicted El Rufai. They said El Rufai, they recommended him for prosecution. That's on Thursday. And then on Friday, which was yesterday, we also brought you the news that FG has failed to present new offer and has raised committee to fine-tune negotiation with labor union. And Akume is the current secretary to the government of the federation, and he asked Nigerians to remain calm, and he says Tinubu is working. There's so many stories we brought to you during the week, and to be honest, we had so much fun in our newspaper review. Make sure you join us every day, Monday to Friday, 9:30 a.m. to 10, where we bring you the English version of our newspaper review, and the Yoruba version comes to you 10 to 10:30 every day, Monday to Friday. Don't miss it, because that's where you get the latest gist about Nigeria and about the whole world. Thank you very much for joining. Olamide Adeniji is my name. Goodbye.
Platforms on Facebook at Power365FM, Instagram at Power365_FM. Power 365 Radio, your source for news and insight.
Don't turn off your radio. You are listening to Power FM. This is 365 Power FM. Don't turn off your radio. You are listening to Power FM. This is 365 Power FM.
Tune in for the rhythms that make you feel alive. And get ready to power up your day every day on Power 365 Radio, broadcasting from the city of Ibadan.